Hey, what's up YouTube? My name is Gus, and this thing around me is a bus. I live in a bus, so my channel name is Gus in a Bus. I used to start my videos with I like to travel, shoot pretty things and pretty people, or beautiful things and beautiful people, and I'm going to take you with me. I haven't been making a video every day. I haven't done it for almost 2 weeks. I've been more than 10 days for sure. I think it's probably been close to 2 weeks. I haven't made a video because I haven't had much to say. And the weather here is just wet. It's called the wet coast for a reason. And about 2 weeks ago, the weather started to get chilly, started to get moist, was raining a lot. And when that happens, I don't know what happens to me, but I get into I mean, it's certainly not a medical depression, but I get depressed relative to my normal state. Anyway, so today I was looking on YouTube, and last few days, and there's been people talking about a van build. The van build is held, a guy named Jamie puts it on. It's held in November in Parker, Arizona. I'll put a link down below so that you know what I'm referring to if you're not aware of it. Jamie of Enigmatic Nomadic's YouTube channel puts on a van build. And no matter what I say in this video, I think he means well. I think he's well-intentioned. However, I'm not sure he's implementing it well. Well, the van build is, as far as I know, was intended to be like a charitable event to look after or help people who needed some help building their vans. And of course, a lot of people, including myself, I might have gone in the past if I knew about it, didn't know anything about it, and so this year I've been considering going. It's about $200 in fuel out of my way, so I've been considering it, but you know, hesitantly, because I'm retired. I can't afford 200 bucks to drive to some place to help people with their van build when there's so many things that I need. I need computer, I need a whole bunch of stuff. So that $200 can be better spent on my own life, my own YouTube channel, my photography, and my own bus. So there's my friend just leaving. He parked right in front of me. Anyway, so I had been considering it, but only just considering it. I'd never really actually had made a decision. You know, I have to stay in Vancouver until middle of October because I have a granddaughter being born about that time, and then I'll start to head down to California. So I would normally not go to Arizona at all in November because there's no reason to go except for possibly the van build. And I really don't, I mean, Parker, the area around Parker is beautiful. It's not the same crappy desert as you find near Ehrenberg. When I say crappy, I mean, it's my opinion. I just don't like that kind of desert. It's rock, it's not sandy, it's just, you know, to me it's simply an ugly part of the world. And the reason no one lives there is because, and you know, no one except for the people that go there to live for free, the reason nobody actually pays to be there is that it's not pretty. At least that's my perception. Anyway, so the van build is going to take place in November. And like I say, I'll put the link down below. But this year, as for the first time, they've decided to charge people $75 to attend. So, I mean, other than I already have to spend $200 to get there, and since I don't need and don't want people helping me out on my bus, it doesn't mean that, you know, I can do it better. It just, I would rather do it myself. It's my project. I just like to piddle around and do it the way I feel like it, do it in the time frame that I want, and when I've got the budget to do it. So I wouldn't want to be saving up money to get parts and pieces so that I could have people that may not even know as much as me do some work on my bus. But I'm not like a journeyman at anything. Where I've built cabinetry, so if I have the right tools, I can cut accurately and cut things to the appropriate size and know how to build a cabinet. I just, you know, can't really do it with a handsaw. So I don't make any effort to try and make it look exceptionally pretty when I'm using my handsaw, because I know I can't really do it. So anyway, I figured if I did go to the van.build, I would be volunteering to help other people. Maybe all I'd be doing is, you know, carrying stuff around, being a laborer, or just, you know, go fetch it and go get this for journeymen. However, if I was asked to be working to help somebody who is just thinks he knows, I really don't have patience to do stuff the wrong way, or a way that someone else thinks maybe this will be better. I'm not gonna, you know, I wouldn't be a good slave to that kind of person. Give me a journeyman and where I'm gonna learn something, and I will personally help that guy a whole lot, because then I'll learn a lot. Anyway, so I had reservations about volunteering to help, because I might just be assigned to some sort of station with a bunch of goons, like, you know, just guys who woke up last week and think they know because they read a book or they read a pamphlet or something like that, or watched a lot of YouTube videos and think they know because they watched a lot of YouTube videos. Anyway, so I had reservations, but then I discovered they're going to charge $75 for 2 weeks on BLM land. Now, the BLM land is free to park, so there's no cost to parking on the property, and the BLM provides that to the van.build in a sense. They're actually providing the land to be on. But for some reason, they're planning to charge $75, which isn't bad. It's like $5 a day. It's not going to kill anybody. But the principle to pay $5 to stay on free land because somebody wants a porta potty and somebody needs a dumpster, like, those are somebody else. They're not me. I don't know why would they need porta potties. You poop in a bag, right? Or you shit in the woods, or you pee in a bottle, or whatever. We don't need those things. Most of the nomads do not need those things. We're all self-contained. And the people who are not yet self-contained, meaning they need to do a build, can bring a porta potty or a bag or whatever it is. They can come prepared, so they don't need a porta potty. So I don't know why we are buying porta potties, or why are we paying for a porta potty. It may be a BLM stipulation that if there's more than a certain number of people, then you need these porta potties, but the actual event can be organized so that there's a group of 20 2 miles down the road, and there's a group of 20 another 3 miles down the road, and there's a group of 20 1 mile down the road, and there's a group of 20 a short distance away, and there's a group of 20 that are the build stations, or, you know, whatever that might be, or a build station at each of these sort of campsites. It's not necessary to have all of the people, which might, from what I understand, is about 400. It's not necessary to have them all in one campsite. They could all just go to 20 campsites with 20 people. And I know from, I mean, at least I understand from Bob Wells's videos that BLM requires you to have a permit if you have more than 20 people. So no permit is required. You just go off and have 20 people in one group, 20 people in another, 20 people in another. Just all meet up in a certain place, and the organizer could say, we're organizing our stalls, our build stalls, in this location, but you can't camp there. You can visit during the day, but you can't camp there. And then, of course, there'd be no need to live with any BLM regulations or whatever there might be, or special regulations for a group. Anyway, I don't need a porta potty. I don't need a dumpster. I leave with everything that I bring. And some things I can burn in the fireplace. So if I was building in my bus, the only things I could possibly want to leave behind are maybe small pieces of plywood or pieces of wood that are left over, which is you'd use in the campfire. So I don't have a reason. I can't see why people would need a dumpster, except that the dumpster's needed for people to dump their garbage. Well, I don't need a dumpster to dump my garbage. I'm self-contained. That's the whole purpose of this. It's the one thing that all the nomads should be learning, is to be self-contained and know how to pee or poo out in the country. Know how to take everything you brought in out with you. So I cannot see any reason whatsoever to be paying this $75. In fact, it's almost a principle of mine not to pay to be on BLM land. Now, there's other things like people say that are, where there's an investment, like a sticker. Stickers aren't cost, I'm not gonna, it cost me, they're basically pennies. And they can be sold at the event for $5 or $10 or something to those people who want them. So, I'm just not getting the reason for the $75. And remember, the $75 is not the reason I'm not going. It's the thing that actually switched me to not go. The primary reason is that I don't really like the Arizona desert, and I don't want to spend $200 in gas or fuel. And I don't see the point in putting myself in a hole to go and help other people build their vehicles. And like I said, I'm not sure I would like to do that, because I really have no patience for people that don't know what they're doing. And I think that the van.build is like 90% that. 90% of the people are just sort of makeshift, how would I put it? Inexperienced, like they have some experience but not a full set of understanding. Besides that, the van.build it was announced that there will be a battery company, Battleborn Batteries, there to sell you batteries. There will be a solar panel company that's going to come out with a trailer full of panels and maybe other equipment to sell panels. Now, if the money is needed for the van.build, then the solar panel company and the battery company and any other commercial operation that is bringing equipment there would be clearly paying a commission to the group that allows them to come, like I guess to Jamie, the organizer. And if they're not paying a commission, they should be paying for the dumpster, they should be paying for a porta potty or two, whatever it is. The commercial enterprises that are making money out of being invited to the event should be paying for that opportunity. Not the people. I'm not going to pay money to come and be, and want, to have salespeople running around trying to sell me shit. How stupid is that? That's like paying money to go to a Walmart. Anyway, I don't know what to say about it. I'm not even annoyed about it. I don't care. It doesn't really matter. I like to see enterprises happening. I like to see Jamie making a piss pot full of money, because I mean that's what life is about. We all need money. So I'm really happy that he's making an effort to make some money, but he's just not going to have me as a customer. And I don't think that matters to anybody. I don't think anybody gives a damn. Because they have no idea what I can offer. They have no idea what what I might bring to the event. So I don't think they give a shit. And of course, simple as that. I'm going to California. I'm going to shoot some pretty girls on the beach. They can be mucking around building. Like the other thing is that anybody who can pay $75, maybe buy a Battleborn battery and buy solar panels at this event, should not be asking for free labor to build their vans. They should not be. They might be asked. They can ask for advice, but man, No, you know, if they've got an extra 75 bucks to go hang out on BLM land, and they've got anywhere near the money, if somebody came up and said, can you help me install my solar panels I just bought and connect them to my Battle-Born batteries, you've spent more money on that than I make in a month. In other words, you're asking a relatively poor man to help you with, like, the Battle-Born batteries are such a high price, and they are such a luxury. It's only a stupid person that would buy them if they don't have the money to properly build their van. For $400, you can buy a replacement from Walmart, and you know, that'd be about the equivalent of a $1,000 Battle-Born. And not in terms of lifespan. It may not be, you know, everybody can have an argument about what's the better investment, but it's not, you know, it's not about what they choose to buy. It is that, in fact, they can start with a much smaller system. They can start with a small 100-watt solar panel and a small $100, that's a $100 panel and a $100 battery. But if they're out there spending $1,000 on a battery, they should be paying for the help that they get to build their vans. It's that simple. And of course, if everybody, you know, everybody else thinks $1,000 for batteries is a reasonable price, then they can go help build the vans. They should be the ones helping to build the vans. The ones that think that top of the line is what's required. Well, my problem with helping out some people is that if they bought a Battle-Born battery, they'd be buying top of the line. And if they're buying those the solar panels at the event, they're probably paying top price. And Jamie, I think, is put on his, you know, the video before that I was watching, said he was putting together solar panel kits. Yeah, so why is he putting together solar panel kits? So that he can make his commission on the sales of all of these products that take place at his free van build. In other words, he probably is using all of those people who are offering free services to help to basically make money off their back, instead of taking that commission to pay those people or benefit those people that are helping with the build. He's just going to put that in his pocket and consume from those people who are willing to provide something for charitable reasons. Anyway, over and out, guys. I'm done. Well, that was a lot longer than I anticipated. Turned out to be 18 minutes, and this is going to add another moment or two to it. I don't think Jamie's a bad guy. I think Jamie actually means well. I think he's just probably implemented or trying to deal with the growth of the van build in a manner that works for him, which means he doesn't pay out any money. But I think if he's got costs involved, he should get those commercial enterprises to pay for them. And that's really the gist of this message. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe if you did. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you didn't like it. And start some conversation down in the comments down below. And I'll see you in another day whenever I get around to making another video. I used to say I would make one every day. Probably isn't going to happen, at least not at the moment. Not until I travel, which is around October 15th. I start driving down to get down into the warm weather in California. So have a good day. See you tomorrow, and I appreciate you watching.